Moving on now, and water security are perennial issues of our time, even after the drought has broken. The enlargement of the Cotter Dam is underway, and as always when a dam is built, the local landscape changes forever, and much of it is lost. It is a balancing act, and in the case of the Cotter, one that's acknowledging the history of the region and the traditional owners of the land. Kate Evans reports on a fascinating archaeological dig right on our doorstep.
The feeling that I got holding an artefact of my ancestors of tens of thousands of years ago, it's almost like that's my connection to you. You know what I mean? I have you in my hand.
To discover parts of your heritage and have a say in how we manage it makes me very proud.
It's our last chance in many ways, and so we want to know what was here and try and get a good snapshot of the archaeology before it becomes inaccessible anymore.
Time is running out for this ancient valley before it disappears under the waters of the enlarged Cotter Dam. But before the flooding starts, archaeologists and Aboriginal community representatives are working together to retrieve the area's Indigenous history.
We've got sieving going on here, so yeah, we're just investigating and trying to find, where our stuff is.
The project's taken several years, beginning with an initial survey of the area that revealed 90 Aboriginal sites, the highest density yet recorded in the ACT. The next step was to collect artefacts from the surface and carry out test excavations at a few promising sites.
The salvage so far has recovered over 1,800 artefacts, and that's only a very small proportion of what's here. And these are two nicely descending spurs that represent a really good place to camp because they are nice, locally elevated spurs next to the river, but not low enough to get boggy feet and to have a nasty night's sleep. And this is where we're finding lots of artefacts.
Like prospectors, the group sieves the excavated soil by hand, but instead of flecks of gold, they're looking for hand-worked stones.
There's an aura about them, so the artefacts, they're special to us as Ngunnawal people as well in this area and the Aboriginal people all across Australia.
So this one, for example, is a scraper, and you can see they've retouched all around this edge to make a nice steep edge, and then they would have used that for scraping hides or preparing wooden tools, that sort of thing.
Representatives from 4 local Aboriginal groups are involved in the project, participating in both fieldwork and decision-making.
The Aboriginal community can bring to this project their traditional knowledge and also their views on Aboriginal cultural values and how we should try and protect those.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting for us, man. That's a value that we have physical evidence today, our link to the past. Well, it creates employment for the guys. It's also giving them back connection to country, understanding their values.
The question is, what are they grinding? What are they using them for? And
we can work out what activity is actually going on out here, eh? They're going to do some lithic analysis on the artefacts, and that could give us descriptions of what time of the year they were here and what they were eating and what they were grinding. So I'm really interested in to see that part of it, because you're out here working and you try and visualise it.
I think it was a great place to live, and we've learned quite a few things about what we've found. We know that they were concentrating on stone tool manufacture, and they were using the cobbles that they found in the river gravels and in the old terraces here in the valley. We've also found a large number of grindstones at the site, and that indicates to us that they're grinding plant foods like acacia seeds or grass seeds. You get a picture of quite a lot of people coming here over a very long period of time and reusing these favoured sites.
And it's hoped that connection to the land will continue with a new generation.
Kids love it. Yeah, kids love it, and they like looking at the artefacts.
It even happened to me when I was a child. I knew I was Aboriginal, but it wasn't until I started getting around artefacts I knew that I was a real Aboriginal.
The community wants to use some of the recovered artefacts to continue that education.
It's just a waste of time if we come here and no one knows about us. We need to tell everyone what we're doing.
And while ACT Heritage Council policy is to keep all recovered objects, the community representatives are hoping to convince the council to allow the majority of the artefacts, once they've been exhaustively studied, to be returned to the soil of the Cotter Valley.
Because the community has been telling us that A lot of the value of these artefacts is their place in the environment and in the landscape, and they want them to be returned to where they were made.
For spiritual beliefs, connection to country. So yeah, that's the main purpose of putting them back. Doing the right thing by our ancestors.
Construction is due to finish at the end of March next year, and the area will then slowly flood. A bittersweet moment for the crew.
It will be sad for me.
It's a beautiful place, as you can see, even though it's gone through the wars and it's had pine plantations and whatever, but I think it's the right decision.
I'm of mixed feelings, but we're modern day people now. It's all about preserving water, and at the same time it's about my culture. And so yeah, I have to keep a bit of a balance, but I have an understanding on both sides.